We're smooth 98.1 FM. It's gone 29 minutes before it is 7 o'clock. It is the 28th of November, 2023. It is time for us to get business on the way. And Rotus Oddiri is right here. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Omas. Good morning to all our listeners, clients, viewers out there. Good to be with you all on what they call the Productive Tuesday. Still don't know why it's the most productive day of the week, but okay.
Okay, so it's like when you smash down Monday's door, all you're looking at is submissively Tuesday comes and then everything rushes at you like, okay, truce. That's like what it's looking like. Everything submits. But let's get the listener to know. We like to hear what they have to say relating to the issues Rotus will be raising this morning, including I sense Rotus might fly away, in some planes today. Let's see. But just get your thoughts over to 0809-444-0981 will be where we like to read those messages. That said, Rotus, first on the bill. Flying from Abuja, then finding yourself somewhere around Asaba. Okay, talk to us what the NCAA, the regulatory authorities, are doing about it.
Yeah, so there was some fallout from what we talked about with United Nigeria Airlines. So just for those who are not aware of what happened, they were flying from Lagos to Abuja. They diverted to Asaba, landed in Asaba, and somehow the pilots didn't tell the cabin crew. So the cabin crew announced to the passengers that they had landed in Abuja. Meanwhile, they had landed in Asaba. And they now put out a statement saying that the reason was because of bad weather. But it looks the NCAA, the Civil Aviation Authority, I guess the regulators didn't buy that explanation, according to stories out in Nairametrics. So they've been suspended. They've suspended their wet leases. Wet leases are basically lease agreements where one airline can lease out an airline staff and other insurance and other stuff to another airline to use. So Festus Keyamo, Minister for Aviation, put out a tweet yesterday saying that due to safety concerns, he is calling on the heads of regulatory agencies to meet with him. And then I think after that tweet came out, so then that's when we heard that those leases for United Nigeria Airlines have been suspended, I guess, until further notice. Although, I mean, I'm still looking for, this is what's been going around. I haven't seen an official statement from the Civil Aviation Authority, though, but it's been, again, it's been reported through the media outlets. And if you look at Kayamo's tweets coming out right before that news broke, then you put two and two together. But I have to say, Omas, not that many Nigerians are on Twitter, right? But in a country where if Nigerian Airlines were on the stock exchange, for him to put out a tweet like that and just say, due to safety concerns, I'm calling regulators, that kind of thing can cause panic, right? Because it could cause people would sell off on their airline stocks, and they'll be like, wow, if the minister is saying there are safety concerns, I'm not going to put my life at risk and fly. So we hope to get more updates as the days roll along.
And now you've just mentioned investors' concern, but let's also look at it from the standpoint of the flying public now and see, is this being overly too cautious at this point in time to have just gone to suspend them? And let's look at the economic impact, job losses and all that.
Yeah, so the impact it's on one airline, right? So it's just for staff of United Nigeria. As far as for the traveling public, if I saw that kind of message, I would be hesitant to fly, because David Hundeyin, journalist, has been writing about safety issues in the aviation sector now for quite a while. And these safety concerns have been there. He was mentioning another, I think was it Max? He mentioned another airline though. So these concerns have been out there, and I guess it's better late than never that they're doing this. But It would have helped if Keyamo's tweet was more specific and said, I've heard the safety concerns about United Nigeria Air and want to address them, rather than say, I've heard about safety concerns in the aviation sector, which is kind of widespread. So he could have worded it a bit differently.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? Sorry, there is a tweet from the Civil Aviation Authority. Anybody who wants to follow Nigeria CAA, where they said press release, NCAA commences investigation into United Nigeria flights. So they're in there. They've already put out some tweets saying that they're investigating it.
All right, let's go back to the NNPC tower this time around and find out. It seems the president's attention has been drawn to that area, and it looks like some appointments are being made. Let's see who kept their job and who's moving around that area.
Yeah, Sizoni Elemele Kyari kept his job. So it's in the Petroleum Industry Act. What is it now? Section 59, subsection 2 of the Act. The president has approved the appointment of a new board and management team for the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited with effect from December the 1st. So Mele Kyari kept his job. So that board will take effect from there. Look, I mean, yeah, this is just procedural stuff. It's part of what's in the Act. We just want to see that the Dangote refinery gets the crude stock that it needs in order to start performing its duties. Dangote was talking to the Financial Times, was it this week or so? And the issues have been around NNPC not having enough crude to supply partly because of oil theft, partly because of other issues. So yeah, you've got a new board. That's fine. Mele Kyari keeps his job. We need oil theft to end. We need our oil production to go up, and we need the Dangote refinery to start working so that we can stop importing refined fuel. Whenever I hear NNPC, that's all I want to hear about. I don't want to hear anything else. But
honestly,
yeah,
when you talk about it for Qatar that does 4 million barrels per day, and see we are still struggling with about just even do 2 million. Really,
Qatar funded a World Cup. Qatar funded a World Cup. They hosted the world. They spent about $250 to $300 billion. That's small. How many people are in Qatar? Qatar has like 2.6 million people or something. You know, so, yeah, we could be doing so much more with our oil.
All right, so we'd like to get the messages coming on to 0809-444-0981. So far, Rotus has alerted us to the NCAA and the United Airlines, the suspension now. And of course, there is also the issue that has been raised, the appointments moving around at the NNPC towers. Some persons kept their job. Mele Kyari would stay, but then other persons are in the board constituted. Take us to these bank directors of Nigeria summit that will be holding on right now. And I see the former CBN governor and former emir of Kano has been being put forward to speak there.
Yeah, it's actually taking the Bank Directors Association of Nigeria. That's taking place next month, actually. I think it's the 7th or so. The focus now is a lot of focus is on banks. We had Cardoso, the CBN governor's speech on Friday at the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. We talked about that yesterday, the whole recapitalization thing. So I'm incredibly curious to hear because Sanusi is going to be the theme for the summit is going to be on regulation and compliance. So for the banks. So I'm really, really curious to hear what Sanusi is going to say about the banking sector, the whole recapitalization thing. And how things go forward. So a whole lot of focus on Nigerian banks. So we'll hear the outcome of that in about a week or so.
Okay, so we just got one more item to clear your trade this morning for Business Express and take us to Black Friday is come and gone already. But let's look at in terms of Cyber Monday and what exactly are we looking at in terms of sales in Nigeria? Any data to even show for what happened?
No, there's no data. Look, where is this thing? I saw some news somewhere. I won't even go to America. South Africa.
Okay.
No, there's no need to go to America. From now on, we can start making any examples we want to make. You can just stay on the African continent and use South Africa. So from there was a what's the name of this company now? An online payment gateway called PayFast in South Africa. They said there was a record high Black Friday. One person spent 627,000 rand in one day, and the rand is 18 to the dollar. So that's about $34,000 that one individual spent in one transaction there. Then they also said that the average basket of 1,364 rand was lower than 1,689 in the prior year. But basically, they had data showing that consumers favored convenience food, family clothing, and discount stores. So at least from this gateway,
yes,
they had some data. Now we have Flutterwave, we've got Konga, we've got Jumia, I haven't seen any data so far from any of these payment folks telling us whether Black Friday sales or Cyber Monday sales in Nigeria were up or down. We're in a data hole in this country. So, but anyway, I'll keep asking. I'm going to try and
but Rotus, for a Black Friday, which is a one-day event where it came from, for it to be almost a third, probably over 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks in a country, and then you are telling me we can't get data. How do you explain it to the world?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think if they expose the data, it will show that maybe not that many Nigerians are shopping. As you know, the economy, things have been a bit tough. Consumer spending is down, inflation is up. We had the devaluation thing, so the currency is weaker. I think to the tune of about 40% to the dollar. So with all, they do a lot of ads, they do a lot of, they make a lot of noise about Black Friday, but I think they never released the data, because if they did, my suspicion is that it would show that, not that many, a very small pool of Nigerians are shopping and taking advantage of deals. I told you yesterday, I went to a fitness store and they didn't even have any Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals. They just skipped it entirely and said, our prices are our prices, or they are low enough already. So, I think, look, Omas, for people who import a lot of things, between June and now, if you have to import foreign items as a trader and you are spending double what you used to spend to import them, I think you're hurting yourself if you are discounting those items even further to try to entice people to come and buy them. So there's an economic angle to it, but it would be nice to have data from these. So even I don't know, we can get the data. It's there. Omas is there. It's just a matter of fishing it out, because people use cards.
Yes.
They use bank cards. They go online.
POS and all that. Yeah, so all that. There.
So the data is there. It's just to fish it out.
Okay, so Rotus, it looks like a fine place for you to get to meet the clients this morning, and I see their messages coming on to 0809-444-0981. So I'll see Babatunde Alau's message this morning, and there it tells us, Rotus, on Festus Keyamo, he's a minister on Twitter. He should just go and reword his statement on Twitter. On NNPC, I don't expect a serious turnaround should Mele Kyari remain as the GMD. But then it goes on. He's been there all the years without productivity. Let's keep watch. Babatunde Alau's message. And next,
well said.
Then I bring in a message coming in from Fine Olugboroko, where it says, well, the joke making the rounds since yesterday is, nowadays, if you are boarding a plane, you will need to tell the pilot where you are stopping, or else you will find yourself somewhere else. That's Fine Olugboroko. So it's more like saying, when they call your bus stop, please answer, else you will go beyond the bus stop to Osun State and perhaps Asaba. But it's a good thing that Asaba came on the map for you and I, and for which
exactly.
for the kind of reason.
We can go home.
We can go home. Rotus, well, your tray is clear for business this morning.
Omas, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody that sent messages. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
All right, whatever you do, just make sure you get more discounts received, and may there be more profits for us this morning. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Amen. Rotus. All right, take care.
Thanks to everyone who sent in message. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. Good morning.